Hey everyone! In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the platinum pin in Tsum Adventure by completing the 7th card. Also, check in the description. I'm going to leave time codes so that way you can skip forward to the missions that you need help with, so you don't have to watch all the ones that you don't need help with. So let's get started. The first mission is use 13 skills in one play with a mouth Tsum. So the Tsum that is best for this mission if you have this month's Tsum is going to be Brave Donald. If you have Brave Donald, you only need to do a total of 10 skills versus the 13 that is required. However, if you don't have Brave Donald, some other ones you could suggest using is Owl. Owl has the least amount of charge up time in the entire game. And Owl has a beak, so that's considered a mouth, I guess. And you could use Owl to complete the mission. But if you don't have Owl, consider using Max or Gadget actually. Both of those are pretty good if you have the 5-4 on and if you have them maxed out. If you've been playing the game for a little bit of time, you should be able to get Gadget to max out by completing the bingo mission. So take a look at that. Both Max and Gadget are good, but if you have this month soon, Brave Donald is going to be the best one, and actually the only one you could use because the other two, Brave Goofy and Brave Mickey, don't have a mouth. Next, we have earned 660 XP in one play. So, what I'm doing is I'm going to be using Brave Mickey for this month soon because you will get the character bonus. With the character bonus, you only need to get a total of 508 XP to complete the mission, but if you don't have Brave Mickey, some other good ones is Jedi Luke, Gaston, Baymax 2.0, Dark Fairy Magnificent, Queen Elsa. All of these are pretty good. If you are still struggling, you may want to consider using the 5-4 and the XP boost. That should help you get you over the 660 XP. And if you're really struggling, then you could use rubies to make the mission easier, but that's going to cost you a little bit of rubies, and you still will need to get 520 XP. Another way to look at this mission is find a Tsum that's going to score you the highest score, because score is tied to XP. So if you have a Tsum that could get you a pretty high score, that should help with your XP. Next, we have Defeat Demon, and it's going to require 5,000 points. The Tsum that I'll be using is Brave Mickey, but other Tsums you could use is essentially any of the ones that are from this month will be good, because you will get a character bonus. All of the damage that you're going to be dealing to this monster is going to be multiplied by 2. So it's going to take you half the time. So Brave Mickey, Brave Goofy, and Brave Donald are good selections. I did have the 5-4 on and the coin boost on, but you don't need to do this because it's not a one-play game. So if you are patient, you just need to keep playing this game until you finish it. But some tips around this is, if you are using Brave Mickey, use the magic bubble for this mission and just keep generating magic bubbles on the screen. What you want to do is, once a demon lands next to your magic bubble, that's when you want to pop it. And at some point you're going to get a lot of magic bubble on the screen, and you can start popping them and dropping the demon to the bottom, so that way you could pop them at the bottom. If you don't have Brave Mickey and want to speed things up, you could consider using another Tsum that makes magic bubbles, like Spring Miss Bunny, Timothy, regular Miss Bunny. Yeah, any of the other Tsums that generate magic bubbles, or even Owl could be good. So next we have start 9 fever times in one play with a white hand Tsum. I will be using this one Tsum, so I will be using Brave Mickey. But if you don't have Brave Mickey, some other good one is Pumpkin Mickey, Parade Mickey, and Lumineer. The reason why they are good, those other three, is because they will start a fever, or their ability essentially is to start a fever. So if you are using those three, or any Tsum that you could start a fever, use the ability after your fever has started, so that way you get double the count for fevers. So going back to Mickey, if you are using Brave Mickey like I am here, you will only need to do 7 because you will get the character bonus. So the trick here is to always have at the very minimum 4 magic bubble on the screen, and then start charging up Mickey and keep playing like you would normally play. The reason why you want to have at least 4 bubbles is generally if you pop them properly, you will be able to start a fever. Unless you have them clustered like I do, then you will need 5 magic bubbles. If you have already stored up 5 magic bubble on the screen, then you could save the Mickey ability to use the shield. The shield should get you over the bar to activate fever right away, but that actually will depend on what skill level your Mickey is. But ultimately, you want to have at least 4 to 5 magic bubble on the screen saved, ready to be activated. And another trick here is just monitor the screen. Once the fever bar hits 0 and ends, you then right away want to either use your Mickey or start popping your magic bubbles. And this shouldn't be too difficult if you follow these steps and if you have Brave Mickey, because you only require 7. Alright, on to the next mission is pop 6 time bubbles in one play. Now, if you don't have Cinderella for this, it could be a little bit difficult and it's gonna come down to luck. So with Cinderella, Cinderella is perfect for this mission because that's her whole thing, is she's really good for creating time bubbles. So what you want to do if you have Cinderella is when you have her ability activated, you want to swipe from the left side to the right side and you get about 11 combos or so. And that's generally the sweet spot for generating a time bubble. Just in case you're wondering, time bubbles will add 2 seconds to your game, and getting a combo anywhere between 9 to 16 will generate a time bubble, or has the opportunity to generate a time bubble. And the best odds for getting a time bubble will be anywhere between 9 to 12. So getting a chain between 9 and 12 is what you want to aim for to get the magic bubble. So if you don't have Cinderella, you will need to use another Tsum that will generate random bubbles for you. And that could be, you could use Timothy, Spring Miss Bunny. Those are my go-to when I needed to generate a bunch of random bubbles for these missions before I had Cinderella at a level where I could do these time bubbles. Next, we have Defeat Demon with 5,500 points. This mission doesn't require you to complete it in one play, so you just gotta keep playing it until you essentially beat them. And again, the trick here is to use Brave Mickey because you will get the character bonus. And what you want to do is, while you have Brave Mickey activated, use the magic staff, which will generate magic bubbles. And you don't want to clear these magic bubbles right away. You want to wait until a demon or a villain lands right next to the magic bubble. So you just want to keep making magic bubbles as you play here. And another tip here is, if you have an ability saved up and no demon yet, wait until a demon drops down, because what I've noticed is the chance of a bubble landing right next to demon is extremely high. Throughout this entire game while fighting these demons, I've only had one situation where the magic bubble didn't land right next to the demon. So if you have an ability saved up and no demon on the screen, wait until a demon drops, then activate the ability and just start using these magic bubbles. If you start saving too much magic bubbles, you could actually start popping them and the demon should fall down to the bottom of the screen, and you could use those bubbles and pop the demon as well. Next, we have get a 180 combo in one play with an eyebrow Tsum. So, this one's not too hard. It's a little daunting at first, but if you have Brave Mickey, you only need to get 129 combos to complete the mission. If you don't have Brave Mickey, Brave Donald also works, and he's also a good one. So either use those two. But if you don't have any of the Brave Tsums, you could also use Patch, because Patch's ability is similar to Brave Mickey's sword ability, where a bunch of Dalmatian runs across the screen and clears a bunch of Tsum. And Goodnight Pooh is similar as well, so Patch and Goodnight Pooh are two really good ones for this mission. Goodnight Pooh does something similar where Pooh blows up this like honey bubble and pops all these Tsums individually, so it has a similar ability as Patch. So those two are really good if you don't have Brave Mickey or Brave Donald. And next we have get a 40 plus chain here. So this one is a little bit difficult, and if you can't complete it, you could use rubies to make it easier. And it's going to cost you 10 rubies to make the mission easier to create a 20 chain. The one I'm using is going to be Sully, and the trick here is to use Sully here and create other big Sullys. And what you want to do is you don't want to pop the big Sullys right away. You want to collect at least 6 to 7 Sullys before chaining them all together. Because remember, each big Sully is worth 5 combos, so you would need a total of 8 technically. But you will never have only big Sullys on the screen, or well, I guess you can, but it's unlikely. So you could get away with only having 7 big Sullys and then connecting some little ones to get the combo. So that's one way of doing it. If you don't have Sully, another good one could be Queen Elsa, or just regular Elsa and Boo. So with Elsa, you could freeze them and you just need to chain them all together. And next we have the next Defeat Demon mission, and this one is going to require 6,000 points. So similar to all the other ones, there's really not too much to it. It's not a one-play game, so just continue popping bubbles around the demon and create magic bubbles and pop them while you're next to him. And with this month's Tsum, it's going to cut time to complete this mission down to half because you will get a character bonus. All of your damages done will be multiplied by 2 at the end of the game. Alright, on to the toughest mission in this entire card. You will need to score 8 million points in one play, and if you really get stuck, you could use rubies to make this mission a lot easier, and that will be 4,500,000 points. It's still quite a lot if you don't have a Tsum that could generate a lot of points. However, if you are using this month's Tsum, you could get away with it and only do 5,333,334 points. So the trick here is to make sure you keep your combo up. If you are using Brave Mickey, use the shield ability because the shield ability will help you generate score. And you want to be smart about it because let's say if you have some of the screens popped or your screen's pretty empty, then you don't want to actually use the shield like right here. I made a mistake here to use the shield ability and only got 17 combo. In a situation like that, you might want to default to either waiting or using another ability like the Magician's Staff because that will generate magic bubbles and you could pop them at a later time and getting a higher combo. So those are things to consider when you are using Brave Mickey. If you don't have Brave Mickey, that's okay. There are actually other Tsums that are better for this mission. So if you have Jedi Luke, Magnificent, Dark Fairy Magnificent, even Gaston, like all of these are really good Tsum to use for these high scoring missions. In this mission, I ended up using the plus score and the 5 core boost, but you don't need the coin boost to help you with this mission. And this one was a pretty tedious one, to be honest with you. It did take me 3 tries before getting it completed with Brave Mickey. As a result, I really didn't need to use the plus score boost in the end, but it's just for the time purposes, I just used it to make it even easier. So this was my 3rd attempt and I was able to beat it with over 1 million. But before this mission, I had another run where I fell just short and here it is. I just fell 3,000 points short. Like how mad would you be if you are just one pop bubble or even just making one more pop and you would have passed that you would have passed the mission. I was pretty bummed. That was the first attempt there. But anyways, on to the very last mission here, which is defeat the final villain. And once you complete this, you will get the platinum pin. You just need to beat them. Like it's one of those ones where you don't need to finish it in one play. So you just gotta keep popping magic bubbles next to the villain, and you essentially will get the platinum pin. So congratulations, you now made it to the very end. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you to get you through these missions. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I will be doing more Tsum Tsum content, showing you how to get through these cards, showing you the monthly leaks that will come out every single month, and also demo some of the new Tsums that will come out every single month. So please subscribe if you haven't, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching.